She came in online and talked about their sexual activities in September, right? And he was crying and he had found out what she said. We were on a call because Private believed he was going to unalive himself. She reached out to all of us. We were on a call talking to him. That's why he's saying he was very emotional. He was crying about it. His reasoning for sending the videos was to say she likes this. I don't like this. This is what she likes. But she's trying to make it seem like it's what I like. That is it. That is all. I never talked to her after that one talk in May. She texted me a couple of times. Prior to that, we talked about setting up the Father's Day thing for him. Other than that, I had no conversations with Billie. One phone conversation and a couple of text messages through TikTok, and I can show that. Nothing after they originally broke up in that first time in May. In September, after their second breakup, is when he sent that video. So no, ma'am, I did not talk to her, and I had no kind of way of contacting her because she blocked me through everything to let her know anything. But I did what I was supposed to do as a friend, tell him do not disclose those anymore. And I deleted them. I never talked about them again. Nobody ever knew I had them again. I never looked at them again, nor did I give a damn about them again. So I had nothing to do with it. When he sent them to me in private, he said, y'all look at y'all phone. He didn't give us a warning. He didn't ask us, did we want them? We didn't ask him about them, nor did we know he had them. He simply sent them and said, y'all look at y'all text messages. That was it.
Okay, so I want to
Okay.
say something
Thank you for
before.
explaining this.
I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
No, I was saying thank you for explaining it because that's what I was trying to understand the whole time. Like now I understand what went on. But at the end of the day, Kelly's wrong. Like he shouldn't have shared the video, period. And I stand on that.
Right, for sure. And I know this is a high, um, this is kind of like a very high emotion topic, guys. We want to kind of get to everybody and get all the questions out and answered. Let's try not to talk over each other and, kind of get through this because there's just a lot of things that are coming to the forefront. And of course, there's questions, right? Shari, go ahead.
No, I was just going to also say, I mean, the fact that he sat with these women and talked about her body, ridiculing the lingerie, that is some weak, honestly, sweet boy shit. I don't know men that sit with other women and talk about, oh, her breasts are hard or look at the lingerie. Maybe he's so self-conscious about it because maybe there's something there. Because that is that's some sweet behavior right there. When you sit with other women and gossip about what your woman's body looks like. And then today you talking about, I loved Billie. How did you love this woman if you sat here talking about her body horribly to other women? And he knew she was insecure about Private. So to do that and talk that way to her, to Private, is disrespectful.
No,
Ain't no justifying it.
for sure. Okay, I'm gonna finish the clip.
Wait,
Wait. Go ahead.
so Shari, you are right. He knew that she was insecure about Private, but I feel like he wanted it that way because there was nothing ever going on between him and I. He could have very easily cleared that up for her and been like, me and Private, just like he's saying now. I never even flirted with Private. Private never flirted with me. That is so easy to say. But he wanted her to feel like she was competing with someone for him. Just like he wants me and iHeart to argue. He wants it to appear like he's this desirable person when I don't see Kev that way. And I'm going to tell you another thing, Shari. He was insecure about Blaze. He believes that Billie has her eyes set on Blaze. And so I believe that just as he was insecure about her intentions for Blaze, he wanted her to feel like, well, look, somebody else liked me too, which it was never the case. I never had an interest. Yes, Blaze, Jania. He believes that Billie wants Blaze.
And let's clear this up really quick. Me and Private did not have a conversation about him, about Billie with him. He was ranting. We sat on the phone as friends and allowed him just to rant. He saw those pictures and stuff, told us to look. We told him don't do that again. We allowed him just to go off. He was in tears, crying. So we just sat there and allowed this man to rant. So we did nothing wrong. We just absolutely didn't.
Okay, so one real comment cousin in the comments is asking, so how could y'all sit around BAN like that for so long? It hasn't always been this way, and so that's something that you guys need to understand as well. You know,
I dare to say he been an old bitch ass nigga. We just didn't know. So when me and Carrie was on that call with him, that was the first and only time he ever spoke to me about Billie in that way ever. And y'all have to remember that the whole reason, the whole way that me, him, and Carrie ended up on the call was because he was having ideations. He was talking about hurting himself. He was saying that he can see why people unalive themselves. So also initially, me and Carrie, the only reason we got on the phone with him was because he was so upset and we were trying to comfort him and talk him down. That's how. That's the honest truth. We didn't sit around gossiping. It started as me saying, look, I didn't like how he sounded. He cried. He said something about seeing why, people take their lives. And that's, it wasn't a gossip session. It just turned into that. Once he wiped his tears and he stopped crying, that's the direction he took the phone call. That's why I'm saying we need to hear that recording. He
right.
says recording, we need to hear it.
Yes, I think that the best thing at this point, since all the parties, well, the both parties that were on the other end are giving permission, they want to hear the audio of the telephone call that Kev the Comic claims that he recorded. So we have 4 minutes on this clip. Let's go.
Between Carrie, Private, and I was a private conversation. So what phone was recording? Listen, I'm telling y'all how the conversation. All these other questions and stuff. We ain't even finna do all that. We ain't even finna be doing all that. I don't care what your perception of it is. I'm telling you the facts. Carrie and Private are now trying to turn it into something that it wasn't, and they're more than welcome to do whatever they want to do. Anything coming from anywhere does not come from my IP address. For them to try to make it seem like it was some revenge, pornography or whatever is diabolical. I had a conversation with Private about 2 or 3 days ago, maybe about a week ago, and Private shared with me that there was a few guys on TikTok that be in her DMs, and she shared with me a couple of the names of the guys that are in her DMs. And I said to Private, I said, "Ooh, I'm telling. Yo, what? I'm telling." And at that time, what Private said to me is, "Kev, don't forget, I got the video of Billie. Don't forget, Kev, I said, Private, why would you say that to me? Why would you even indicate that would be something that you would do?" I said, Private, you said that you deleted the video. And then she said, "I'm just playing, Kev. I would never do anything like that. That is not my character. I would never, ever do anything. I've been deleted that video a long time ago." It was just a week.
Okay.
So that's partially true. So when he threatened, first of all, I didn't tell him that it was a few guys in my DMs. I told him it was a lot. Let's be clear. A lot.
Damn, girl.
Okay. But the second thing that I wanted to say is that he specifically wanted to expose one person in particular. Okay. He wanted to put it out about this one particular person. Okay.
All right, hold on. If it's bothering you so much, respectfully, if the conversation's too heavy, just leave and come back. Because you've written that in the comments like 3 times and it's distracting. I mean, Please. Go ahead.
Okay. So he said, I'm telling. Exactly. He was like, oh, bitch, I got you now, bitch. Like he was excited about it, right? And I said, the first thing that I said was not, remember, I got this video. The first thing I said to him was, Kev, don't you dare. You better not. And then he said, oh no, I'ma say, that's why private ain't want you, bitch. That's what he said. And I said, Kev, how dare you expose my business when I don't expose my own business? And he kept saying it, private. I gotta tell that. I gotta tell. I'm telling. And I said, at that point, after I had said like 3 or 4 times, don't you dare. I said, Kev, remember, you sent me a video. And when I said that, at that time, the video was deleted. But once I saw the way he reacted to finding out that that one particular person was in my DMs, I went and I recovered it. And I'm happy that I did, because they only stay in there for 30 days. And I don't know
Look where
what,
you are now.
yeah, it would have been gone. Had I not went and recovered it that day, I wouldn't have it now to be able to go and bring it to the police department. You see what I mean? So, Nola Sweetie, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. That you feel like as soon as he sent that video to us, we should have done something. But I'm telling you right now, even though I'm upset with Kev and I will never speak to him again, I want you to understand that I don't personally think he sent it as revenge. He sent it to prove to us that he wasn't what she was saying he was. He didn't. You get what I'm saying? So I believe that he thought that that video was going to stay with us, and it did. I've never sent it to anyone.
Right.
Let me address
The
that.
video hasn't gone anywhere. The only place it went left from Kev's phone to you guys.
So let me say this. Let me address that comment of we should have called the police right then and there. For me, that is so cringy because I sat on this app and I watched people go into a panel with somebody showing another person's private piece. And they said, oh, take the block off. Let me see. Let me see. And so that in itself would be revenge porn, right? Because this person is somebody that they said was they were no longer with, right? And then y'all sit on these platforms and act like y'all don't have a boyfriend or some homegirls that y'all are sitting here talking to. And with your homegirl, you might send a picture because this guy done sent you a picture of his wanker. And y'all might send it to the homegirl, not knowing that, hey, that is still called revenge porn. So don't sit here and act like if a friend talks to you and confide in you that you're going to just expose it because, oh, this is not right. That's foolishness. He was talking to us. This man just threatened to unalive himself. And the video, the only thing we did, what we were supposed to do as friends, is delete it and tell him never send it out again. That's it. That's all. So that foolishness that y'all keep saying about y'all should have went to the police right then and there, show me that you did it. And then I'll tell you you're right.
Another
Can I
thing,
say
guys.
something?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. What's up, Beach House? Hello, everybody on the panel.
Welcome, Tanji.
I just wanted to make a statement, even though Private and Anointed has already covered it, but I want people to understand this. Everybody have preferences, everybody values, and everybody have different morals and standards, okay? When you're in a situation, depending on the person that you are conversing with versus what you think about, your morals, your standards, and how you would move, it's a individual based action.
Right.
And I don't want anyone to, ridicule or penalize these ladies because they made a specific choice. We are looking at this in 4K. It's live. Okay. What is happening is this man is spiraling out of control. He's trying to cover all his bases.
Right. Right.
Okay. So this is what it looks like. So please just be a little mindful and have a little more empathy and sympathy for everybody that's involved, including Kev. That's all I had to say.
Thank you.
Don't have to go if that long. If that long. That's what Private said to me. She was telling me about guys. One of them is Bro Code. Lorenzo. She was saying that Lorenzo be in her box, and be trying to holler at her and stuff like that. I said, ooh, because all that stuff was going down with Lorenzo and Top Shelf and everything. So that's when that conversation took place. And so I said, ooh, I'm telling. And she said, Kev, don't do that. I said, I'm telling. And she said, Kev, don't forget, I got that video of Billie. I said, Private, why would you even say something like that?
Why wouldn't she say something like that when she just confided in you and with something, and your first reaction is, "Oh, I'm telling," because currently there's a story out that involves the gentleman that was named. I mean, it does sound childish, okay? Just like as equally childish as you coming to the internet, coming to TikTok to fight over a fucking cartoon that was made on ChatGPT. This is all like a pattern of childish shit that just shouldn't be happening.
No, I'm telling you the facts. I'm telling you the facts. So, look, food for thought, you do the dishes. I'm not trying to clear up shit. I'm not trying to convince you a goddamn thing. So she had already indicated to me that was something that she was going to be doing.
Okay. So basically, he's using that statement as confirmation that you said you would be doing it, when I don't think that that's how I interpret it, at least.
Now let's get to the meat of the matter. Let's get to the meat of the matter. Let's get to the meat of the matter. The very people, the very people that's got something to say are the very people that gave.
Guys, tap up the screen. I'll be right back.
Information that I needed on anybody.
2 minutes. I'll be right back.
When it came to doxing Rick, when it came to doxing Kiana, when it came to doxing that's where it came from. Them. Any information that I got came from them.
Who is them?
Any information I got came from them.
He meant Carrie and Tangy.
Anything? I don't know nothing about none of that. I don't know nothing about none of that. If anybody did anything with anything, I don't know nothing about none of that. If anybody shared anything with anybody, I don't know nothing about none of that. What I'm saying is, any information that I got on anybody came from they trying to beat me to the punch.
So, Nuni, pause it there. I was trying to wait for him to call our name, because I do remember in that space he called our names. Me and Tangy.
I was going to tell.
She wouldn't take the dog out, Carrie.
That's why my information was so precise. It came from them. It came from them. It came from Carrie. It came from Tangy. Carrie and Tangy gave me all the information that I needed. Anybody. They were all. Tangy just told me the other day that she would do it. She was in the country. I can show you the screenshot. Send me their. I'll look up their information. So that's why they're trying to pull this card. I would never, as much as Billie did to me, I would never want to do anything to her. Never. That's why I never cursed her out. I never called her out a name. I never disrespected her or anything. That's why I took care of her when we.
Go ahead, Carrie. I'm sorry. I was just letting the dog out.
It's okay, baby. I know. So let me say this. Kev has reached out to me on the back end and say, "Hey, I want you to do a search for me real quick, see what you can find on this name." Now, I never sent him anything on Rick, except for a video where Rick was. He asked me, "Can I get the video where Rick is threatening him?" That he was taken down to the police precinct. Fine, okay, that was done. He asked me if I can find anything on East Texas. East Texas has nothing on him to find, and let me make this super clear, right? The only information he's ever gotten from me is the information that's already on TikTok. And a lot of things that went to him said, "I think you already know this." And that's it. That's all. I don't have to go and dig for nothing else. I don't know nothing about Rick. He gave me their names. I didn't do anything else. All the information was information on TikTok. That's where it came from. That's it. That is all. Nothing else. So he can try that bull crap, but that won't work. Tell him to show it. That's all he got to do, man. I mean, a lot of this crap, Kev is now trying to fix himself. One of the things that he asked me to do was to assist him. You know, when he asked me about trying to find somebody's information, he said, "Can I be his assistant?" Because he was trying to get some things put in order. So no information that I gave him came from no other place but on TikTok. So let's make sure he understands that. He's saying it's precise. It's precise because it was TikTok information. Because remember, anytime he dropped something in the bando, everybody said, "Oh, that's already been shown. Oh, we already know that. Oh, you already this. Oh, you already that." So Kev is full of it. And y'all, he keeps playing in people's face, right? And it's irritating as hell because what he failed to understand is he fumbled some real ones. Everybody else gonna coddle him. I told him on the back end when he was wrong. That's why he made that statement. Nobody call me and tell me I'm wrong no more. I don't coddle Kev. Never coddled Kev. I've always told him when he was wrong, and that's what I stand on. I'm good with that with my friends. If you wrong, you wrong. They do the same for me, and that's how I live my life. But he's a coddler, and he wants to try to manipulate all the situations by saying, "Okay, well, we just gonna put this out." Well, Kev, you are a compulsive liar. You're a compulsive liar. And I stand on not seeing it. I didn't. And I have to take accountability for the blindfolds that I had on my eyes. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. My husband been told me to walk away from the bando. I just never did. I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed the people. But I never walked away. And I got to deal with that with my husband because he been told me to move around.
Got it. So Nola in the comments is asking or saying, he said he never had a video of Billie. So where is he saying / thinking the video came from? Nola, you must not have been in here 10 minutes ago when I played him saying that he did give them the video. He gave them the video. Would you need to hear it again, Nola?
Also, he told us if he has a recording of our phone call, he has many videos, right, Carrie? He said she sent him many videos. And he also said that the one that he sent to us, she sent to him on December 19th. So, Billie, if you're listening, the video that you sent to him on December 19th, because what Kev told us was that he met you for the first time on December 7th. He said that you and him were intimate the very first night y'all met, and that y'all met on the 7th, and on the 19th, you sent him this video doing these things to yourself. So I feel like the things that I said here, Billie, the only way that I would know these things is if he said these things. The video that we have, the only way we would have them, the only way that we would have them is if he sent it, Billie. Okay? And so I just want to make that very clear to not only to Billie, to everyone. It was never our intention to release that young lady's video, Billie. Despite what Kev has told you, I never told him to leave you. Now, when that incident happened, where you put that video up, and it was a video of a broken radio, and the caption said, "When he does this, leave the first time because the next time it'll be your face." I did feel a way about that. And I felt the way because I felt like you were being ambiguous intentionally. I felt like you had released that video because you knew that people would think that you were talking about Kev. So when you were up in the live that day, yes, I was in the chat, in the comments, and I said to you, Billie, why would you post that knowing that they were going to think you were talking about Kev? I said that. But every single thing else this man has said has been a lie. I never, ever, ever had a problem with you and him being together. I never told him to leave you. That is a lie, honey. That's a lie. From the pits of hell.
In private.
Kev the comic is a lying liar that lies all the time. He's a
In private.
liar.
If you remember, he also told us on that live that the first time they hooked up, he got it in the car. He let us know that the first time they hung out, he slept with her and he did it in the car.
Oh, I thought he said that when the time when he wasn't wanting to be with her, all of that for that whole trip when he was sick. I think he said that he was sick on that December trip, and I believe he said that they weren't intimate and she was feeling away. Remember, he said she made him soup and he did not eat it. And he said that when he was bringing her to the airport to leave, they finally did it in the car. They did it in the car because they had not been intimate for that trip because he had been sick that whole time, is what I think I remember.
Right, but here's the thing, guys, because I remember, did he say all of this in a live?
Yes, because I only have been on the lives when I've heard anything. So it's all been through a live.
He said all of this on a live because I recall listening to this.
Yes,
So
he did.
for those of you saying that personal business is being put out, he said this on a TikTok live.
Hey, private. In the comments, they wanted. Okay, so he said something about that you and Carrie had access to his phone. Can you what's up with that? Can you clarify that?
So
Because how the heck did that happen?
I never met him in person. I've never met Kev in person. So I've never been around him to have access to his phone.
I met Kevin in person at the Players Ball. That's the one and only time. But remember what we said. He sent us that video to prove that what Billie was saying wasn't true. And so there was no way for us to support him without
Yes,
actually.
we did. Is there anything else? Yes, we still went into the live and supported him. Continue, private.
So the only way for us to kind of prove that we know that she's not being forthcoming was to say that we saw this with our own eyes. But that was a lie. I never accessed, me and Kev have never been anywhere together. The only time I met Kev was the same time that I met Nitra and Little Touch, Rick the Ruler, Poozy was there. I met Glam and Duffy, and that was at the Players Ball. That's the one and only time that I've ever been in the same place with Kev the comic. When I said that, yes, I have to admit that that was a lie, but I lied because I wanted Billie to know that we knew she wasn't being honest because we had seen that video for ourselves. That was a lie, you guys.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up. Because you said that on my panel, and when you did say it, I knew what you were doing. Right? Hey, Shaded, welcome in. I kind of knew what you were doing, in the sense of at that point you weren't trying to, expose how you guys saw the video. So
And honestly, Nuni, he kind of, even though we didn't see a visual on the live, he told us about the Fox,
he
the
did.
Fox,
He
the
explained.
Fox
He
Club.
gave us the description on the live.
Yeah. So I mean, some of us went on Amazon and we saw what it looked like, and that made us think that that's something that she wanted. So that's why we didn't see her as a victim, because he said that's the type of picture she was sending.
Right. And he said this on a TikTok live, and it was all that same day.
That's why I looked after her while we were together. And even after we broke up, I just walked away. Next, I'm dropping receipts, and y'all don't want me to drop receipts. Next, I'm dropping receipts.
We got receipts.
Y'all want him to drop receipts.
Yeah, we
Y'all
got
please
receipts.
ask him to drop receipts, y'all. Please, 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 please ask him, beg him. If y'all got to clear out the live goal, whatever y'all need to do, make sure he drop receipts.
Right. I mean, because he's already sold us off. So you know what? Let's just go. Let's just go. Let's go 100% down the line.
He's going to take all y'all money and he's not going to drop anything because he doesn't have anything. Anything that he has is going to incriminate himself, not us. So send him the money, pay him whatever he's asking for to drop those receipts, and let's see if he drops them.
I'm forwarding the music, guys.
Because the spelling bee had already started. Private wanted me to let her up in the spelling bee after the spelling bee had started, and I told her I couldn't do that because the spelling bee had already started. People had already started spelling words while it's whatever. So she asked me 2 or 3 times if she could join. She asked me 2 or 3 times if she could join. I said there are no boxes left. The round already started. She said, well, next round then, if the words increase in complexity, I should be able to join in, Kev. I'm not coming in at a hard part. I said, there are no boxes and you didn't compete in the same number of words, no matter the difficulty. She said, okay then. And then she texted me back and said, can I pay to join? I didn't answer her. She had 3 question marks. I didn't answer that. And then she said, Kev, what's going on? I didn't answer that. She texted me.
Noni. Hello?
Yes, yes.
So that's true. Now let me tell y'all this. I also have messages from Kev where he's asking me to come into the spelling bee. There's been a couple times where he's had to postpone the spelling bee because he didn't have enough people. I have a child that plays college football and he's on TV every Saturday. And if the spelling bee is happening at the time that game is on, I'm not going to be at the spelling bee. So this particular day, my son had an early game. I received the messages. I received a message from someone named Duck. I received a message from Sam. I received inboxes from people telling me, come for the spelling bee.
Gotcha.
Okay. So when I went into the live, the spelling bee was already happening. He felt like I was letting him down because I told him I would do the spelling bee, but every time it got time for the spelling bee lined up with the time of the football game. So I couldn't do the spelling bee. Okay. So that day I did ask him, I said, let me up. You messaged me to come for the spelling bee. Let me up. So the last thing he said was, and I did offer to pay to join. And the reason I offered to pay to join was because my good friend Sam was struggling. I wanted to take Sam's place because she was struggling in the spelling bee. Right. He said, no, it was cool. I wasn't upset about that. I was not bothered at all. So the last comment he said, Nuni, if you will rewind it back, when he said, Cav, what's going on? That Cav was going on was about the Nuni and Cav situation.
I know.
So, okay, but he's running it the way he's presenting it is like all of this is about a spelling bee. Come on, Cav, you got to do better. You got to do better, Cav.
I'm gonna rewind it.
The words while it's won't. Because the spelling bee had already started. Okay, so this
Sam, you are so funny.
Or this disagreement or whatever you want to call with private started the day the spelling bee last weekend. Private wanted me to let her up in the spelling bee after the spelling bee had started, and I told her I couldn't do that because the spelling bee had already started. People had already started spelling words while it's whatever. So she asked me 2 or 3 times if she could join. She asked me 2 or 3 times if she could join. I said there are no boxes left. The round already started. She said, well, next round then, if the words increase in complexity, I should be able to join in, Kev. I'm not coming in at a hard part. I said there are no boxes and you didn't compete in the same number of words, no matter the difficulty.
Thank you, Shari.
Okay, and then she texted me back and said, can I pay to join? I didn't answer her. She had 3 question marks. I didn't answer that. And then she said, Kev, what's going on? I didn't answer that. She texted me again.
All right, so I want to just point out that the Kev, what's going on question was sent the following week, not the day of the spelling bee. Because actually no. Yeah, because you sent it after you heard that we had a falling out. The spelling bee was Saturday. We fell out Sunday. You didn't send that, I think, until Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, Jancy.
This past Thursday, and she was angry because I asked Carrie about the striking my platform. They were talking about striking my platform, women of Bando going on
Thank
strike.
you, Shari.
So this all stems from that. So this is the text messages from when Billie was over there. If y'all gotta swipe to the right. These are the text messages from when Billie was over there, right? She's very empathetic. I'm so mad, Kev. I felt like they was trying to imply something. When kept saying when she kept telling BK he don't want me, he don't touch me. Now I see she was spinning the narrative. BK thought she was speaking on your sexual performance. He never considered she was actually trying to say that I was gay. Swipe your comments.
These are not really receipts to us because we had an open conversation about this in a panel in his live while she was with BK interviewing.
To read what it says. So these are my messages with private in regards to Billie.
Thank you,
in
Miss
regards
Lisa.
to Billie. So if you
Thank
felt
you,
like
Miss
that was what Billie was doing, why are you now trying to say it's some type of revenge, whatever? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. You feel spared her.
I never said that, Nuni.
What now?
I never even said nothing about her tape publicly until I found out that supposedly Vigilante said something about. I never even mentioned having her tape to anyone but him. I never said nothing about that. I never said it was revenge porn. I specifically said I believe he sent that to us to disprove what she was saying about him. And yes, I did send those messages because I saw East Texas and Rick the Ruler having a live where they were playing, and East Texas was emphasizing the fact that this young lady said he never wanted to have her vaginally. He only wanted to take her anally. And that's when, if y'all looking at because I never know what text messages he's showing.
Screen, continue.
So the text message that you will see is me saying, get up and go to Rick live. I might have said a curse word in there, but I was like, get up and go to Rick's live because that's what they were saying. And that was my first time hearing it. But as it relates to talking about Billie, what you hear him saying or whatever he's showing is speaking to what I said. I don't believe I believe that she lied. I believe that she tried to imply that he plays for the other team. That's what I said to y'all. And I stand on that.
Right.
I never told a lie.
Let me say this. He's also purposely mixing text messages and the meanings behind it. Because anything dealing with that conversation with Billie and playing the other part and all of that, it had nothing to do with when he called me about the strike. He just talked to me about the strike this week. What day did he block you, private?
I think he blocked me on Thursday. He blocked me on Thursday, but it's 2 different. The situation with Billie was going on in September. The situation with Nuni, where everybody fell back from his platform, is brand new.
So that's what he's doing, and I want y'all to understand that. He is purposely mixing up events and the timeline so that y'all can pretty much just fall on what he's saying. But literally, he didn't talk to me about a strike with Private until this week. That's it.
Right, because every day this week was like every day it was just it was something new every day. So it's definitely my 1 week. Give me a congratulations and send